Welcome back to the Practical Pregnancy. I'm Tamara, a full-time, full-scope midwife here in Canada, and I'm so excited that you have joined me for these few minutes today. So today we are going to talk about holding your baby in skin to skin. Many of you watching this will already know the importance of skin to skin. It's read about, talked about pretty much anywhere that you're finding information about pregnancy. And we just want to talk a little bit about that today and why it's so important. So your baby, when it's growing inside you, is in a warm, safe environment, listening to your heartbeat, feeling your breathing. Baby gets really used to all of that. And all of those things are so important for your baby's neurological development and physical development as well. When the baby comes out, that skin to skin becomes important for continuing on those elements of human touch and closeness that are so important for neurological development, for motor development, for temperature regulation, heart rate regulation, basically like all body systems regulation. So a question I get from a lot of my own clients is like, if I hold my baby too much, am I going to spoil them? And that's kind of like an old myth that you'll hear in pregnancy, like, don't pick up the baby all the time, don't hold your baby so much, you're going to spoil them, you're going to spoil them. And I'm here to tell you today that no baby, and frankly, nobody ever got spoiled from having their needs met and from experiencing love and human affection and touch. Those things are so important for us as human beings, no matter what age we are or what stage of life we're at, for our physical well-being, our emotional well-being, our psychological well-being, and even our spiritual well-being. So your tiny little baby will be demanding of you. They will demand to be fed. They will demand to be changed. They will demand to be held. But just know these demands are not to ruin your life. It's not to throw a wrench into your works every day. It's not to be manipulative and controlling. They are trying to meet their basic needs, which are for food, for shelter, for love, for touch. And all of these things actually have physiological implications. So when your baby is born, and hopefully, if all things are low risk and normal, you're able to initiate skin to skin right away, which means your baby comes out, comes up onto you, skin to skin. Immediately, those connections are formed where your baby is still able to hear your heart rate and still able to hear and feel your breathing and your body temperature, which helps regulate baby's body temperature. All these things are so important in those first few minutes and hours of life to help baby as they transition to the outside world. And, when skin to skin can't happen, sometimes it can't, and that's okay. It doesn't mean all is lost for your baby. Implementing skin to skin as soon as you can still have all those same great benefits. So skin to skin doesn't end in the delivery room or in the postpartum room. So skin to skin can be done anytime. The more you have physical contact and skin to skin contact with your baby, the more their heart rate and breathing and temperature will be regulated. And there's also an impact neurologically where those connections in their brain start to get hardwired from a very, very early age, where having that closeness, having that physical touch makes them feel secure, makes them feel comforted, and you're not going to spoil your baby by holding them in that way. And I personally feel, and I think there's good evidence to back this up, that babies who get responded to feel more secure. Babies who get responded to know that when they need help, help will be there and help is going to come. And they can grow as they grow and develop with that security of having those emotional and physical needs met. Okay, so today we're going to talk about skin to skin and holding your baby. Pretty much everybody knows the importance of skin to skin immediately at delivery. So important as the baby is transitioning from the womb to the outside world, to have that skin to skin contact for helping to regulate heart rate, regulate breathing, regulate body temperature, and continue on their neurological development. That skin to skin contact can really help form those connections in the baby's brain as they are growing so rapidly during that time. Now, if you have a difficult delivery and you can't do skin to skin right away, it doesn't mean that your baby is going to be deficient in any way or suffer. Anytime you can implement skin to skin, anytime you can start it is beneficial and better than not doing it. Even just holding your baby's hand, if you've got a baby in the NICU or in the special care nursery who for whatever reason can't be brought out of their isolette or their incubator, you can always reach in, and even just your hand on your baby will give them that sense of reassurance and help those neurological connections form. We know from neuroscience how important human touch is for hardwiring of the brain. And human touch has never been known to spoil anyone. I hear this a lot, concerns from parents around myths that if you hold your baby too much or you respond to your baby if they're crying right away, that you're going to spoil them. Well, I'm here to say that I don't believe that for 1 minute. I don't think anyone has ever been spoiled from human touch or from having their needs met. And in the first few months of life, your baby has a lot of needs. They're growing rapidly, they're changing rapidly, but they need your help. And so when they cry, when they need to be held for long periods of time, when they don't want to be put down in a separate room or in their own crib or bassinet, they want to be with you, they want to be held, they're really not trying to manipulate or control you. They are going off basic instincts to have those needs met for warmth, for security, for love. And all of these things, every time you hold your baby, every time you respond to your baby, you're helping those connections in their brain develop that say, hey, when I need X and I do X, I get responded to and I feel safe and secure. And we cannot underestimate how important that is, especially in the first couple of years of life when all of those neural connections are being developed through touch, through response, through just being held and being cared for and nurtured in a physical way as well as an emotional way. So I want to reassure you that if you are holding your baby lots, if you subscribe to attachment parenting, which is a whole bunch of information that's beyond the scope of this discussion today, that you're actually helping your baby's brain develop, and you're helping your baby regulate their body systems, and you're helping your baby develop secure and comforted identity, that they know when they need help, they're going to get it. When they know they need comfort, they're going to get it. And we all can use a little bit more of that in our lives for sure. So don't be afraid to hold your baby. Don't be afraid to pick your baby up. Don't be afraid to co-sleep with your baby as long as it's done safely. And if you feel comfortable with that, always trust your instincts. But all of these things can really impact and help with your baby's neurological development in the long term. One more word about not leaving your baby on flat surfaces for a long time, for long periods of time, is that you may have heard of or you've seen babies who have flat spots on their heads. Maybe you yourself have one. It isn't always a sign of neglectful parenting. So I just want to say that first out. This is not it all being said to make anyone feel bad, but sometimes babies do get flat spots on their heads. And one way to try and avoid that is to not leave baby lying down or sitting in a chair, resting their head back for long periods of time. Now, if your baby sleeps through the night, don't worry. That's not going to give them a flat head. It's more the 24-hour period of sleep and being held and being upright and not having their head against a flat surface or hard surface for super prolonged periods of time when they could be upright. If your baby sleeps through the night, congratulations. Take it, enjoy it. You are blessed, and we wouldn't want to wake a baby up just to prevent a flat spot on their head. So hope this information has been helpful. If you have questions for us, don't feel free to put them in the comments below. We will try and respond. If you want to find out more about what we do at the Practical Pregnancy and Birth Unafraid, hit the link below. And as always, if you found this content helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. Okay, have a great day, and we'll talk to you again.